Welcome to Physics Online class. Today we'll study motion chapter from class 9. What we will be studying in this chapter? In this chapter we'll learn how to describe motion along a straight line. And also we can learn how to express the motions in form of equations and also the graphs. And later at final we'll study about the uniform circular motion. Now here we are going to describe the motion. How we are going to describe the motion? I'll take an example of a person P. He is starting his journey from his home and he travels till he reaches friend's home. I have mentioned 2 kilometer. How can I tell that it is 2 kilometer? So I have to take one reference or initial point or origin. So here I am considering origin as person P's home. So origin considering as a reference is home. I'll measure 2 kilometer. His friend home is away from his home. So to describe the motion or location of an object, we need to consider first reference point. If we consider, now we'll go through the motion along straight line. Here consider the same example where person P is traveling from his home to his friend's home of traveling by distance 2 kilometer. I said distance. What is that? It is a physical quantity used to describe the motion. It means what? Distance is the total path traveled by the object in a given time, or it is the actual path covered by object during the motion. So here the actual or total path covered by person is given by 2 kilometer when he traveled from his home to the friend's home. If he travel back to his home, then what is the distance? 2 plus 2. Why? In this direction 2 kilometer, in this direction 2 kilometers. So the distance is given by 4 kilometer. It is a total path traveled by the object in any direction. Now let us get an idea about displacement. What is displacement? How it is different from distance. So here we said that he started his journey from home and reached friend's home after traveling 2 kilometers and he returned back to his home. Here he is traveling in two directions, one in rightwards, other one is leftwards. So he is traveling opposite directions. In that way the traveled distance will be cancelled. We will consider direction when we come to the displacement. So displacement is the shortest path traveled by object from initial to the final. In this case finally he is at which point? He travelled to this point. So this is initial. Then again he travelled back to same point. So this is a final. Initial and final are same. So there is no displacement. The distance between initial and final is 0. In this case, displacement is 0 kilometer. You can see the difference between distance and displacement. Here distance is given by total path covered by object in any direction, whereas displacement is the shortest path between initial position and final position. It has, what has? Distance has only magnitude, whereas displacement has both magnitude and direction. And distance, as it has only magnitude, we refer that as scalar quantity. Coming to displacement, it is a vector quantity. Here distance will be having both 0 and positive values. If body doesn't move, the distance covered by body will be given as 0. Whereas displacement, it will be having 0, positive and negative values. SI unit of distance and displacement are same, and that is meter. We indicate by small m. It may have other units also, that is centimeter or kilometer. Odometer, it is a device which measures distance travelled by the vehicles. Let us solve one problem. Here we have a farmer problem. Here the set the square field have a side of 10 meter. It is having all sides equal. So the total circumference of the square is given by 40 meter. And the said farmer is going to travel along the boundary of the square field, and the set one round will be travelled in 40 seconds. Let me convert first this 2 minutes 20 seconds. Why? They asked to find the displacement at the end of this time. So 2 minutes 20 seconds is equals to 2 into 60 plus 20. Why 60? Because 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. So I will get 120 plus 20, and that is 140 second. So here now we have to consider displacement at the end of 140 second. They said in 40 second one round. Now we will calculate how many rounds will be travelled by him in 140 second. Let me take here 40 seconds one round. What about 140 seconds? Take one round, A, B, C, D, A. One round, again A, B, C, D, A. Two round, A, B, C, D, A. Three rounds. 40 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds. For 3 rounds. Till remaining time is 20 seconds. So, half round A, B, C. Finally, he is placing at point C. So, the displacement is given by distance between initial and final. So, now displacement is given by AC. Here we will get 3.5 rounds. Displacement is given by AC. AC. So how we need to calculate displacement from this diagram? Applying Pythagoras theorem. You will be having an idea about that, right, from the maths. So let me take AC is equals to square root of AB square plus BC square. Value of that is same, 10, 10. So 10 square plus 10 square gives you 200, and the square root of that is 14.14, and the unit is meter. So the displacement is given by 14.14 meter. Yeah, let us know what is uniform motion and what is non-uniform motion. Here, object which covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then object is said to be having uniform motion. Whereas if it covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then object is said to be having non-uniform motion. Yeah, students, let us continue with the measuring the rate of motion. How we are going to measure? We are using two physical quantities, and they are speed and velocity. Coming to their definition, speed is given by distance covered by an object in unit time, whereas velocity is given by the rate of change of motion in definite direction. Here we have given same formula, so don't get confused by that. Here V is speed is equals to S is distance, T is time. So speed is equals to distance travelled by time. In this velocity case, we have velocity is equals to displacement by time, and average speed is given by total distance by total time taken, whereas average velocity is given by initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. It is an arithmetic mean. Again, speed is a scalar quantity because distance is a scalar. In velocity, we consider it as a vector quantity because displacement is a vector. Yeah, now SI unit of speed and velocity are same. So it is given by meter per second. It has other units like centimeter per second, kilometer per hour. Speedometer, it is a device used to measure speed. Yeah, now let us solve one problem regarding speed or velocity. Here they are telling that signal is coming from spaceship to the ground station. They are asking to calculate distance between spaceship and the ground station. They have given speed of light as a 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. This is the speed of the light, and that is the signal coming from spaceship. Here time is given by 5 minutes. It is reaching in 5 into 60, that is 300 seconds. So speed is given by distance by time. They ask to find distance. So distance is equals to velocity or speed into time. Let me take the values. V is given by 3 into 10 power 8 into time is given by 300. So what will get? 900 into 10 power 8 meter, because it is a distance. Yeah, we measured the rate of motion using speed and velocity. In that we have uniform speed, non-uniform speed, uniform velocity and non-uniform velocity. Coming to uniform speed, what is that? It is the amount of distance covered in equal amounts in equal intervals of time, similar as the uniform motion. And non-uniform speed is similar to the non-uniform motion, means the body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Coming to uniform velocity, what is that? It covers equal amount of displacement in equal interval of time, whereas non-uniform velocity is covering unequal amount of displacement in equal intervals of time. Let us know about rate of change of velocity. When the body is moving in a straight line with variable velocity, it may increase its velocity, it may reduce its velocity, but it is in uniform velocity, means increasing its velocity with equal amounts in equal interval of time. Then we speak about the rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity is given by acceleration, and acceleration formula is given by final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. Final in minus initial velocity divided by time gives us acceleration, that is known as rate of change of velocity, and its SI unit is given by meter per second square. It also has other unit, centimeter per second square. Acceleration is a vector quantity because it is related to the velocity. So it has direction and magnitude. It will be having positive value when it is along with the velocity direction. It will be having negative value when it is opposite to the velocity direction. So when it is having positive value, we mention it as acceleration. When it is having negative value, we mention it as retardation or deceleration. Continue with graphical representation. Here, firstly, we'll get into distance time graph. You can observe I have drawn three diagrams in that. Y-axis in the first diagram is including the values of distance denoted by S, whereas X-axis is including the values of time expressed in terms of seconds. We'll always take independent values on the X-axis, dependent values on the Y-axis. So from the first diagram, you can observe the body is traveling 10 meter in 2 seconds, next 20 meter in 4 seconds. The interval between 0 and 10, 10 and 20 is equal, and 0, 2 and 2 and 4 timing is equal. This is uniform speed. Body covers equal distances in equal interval of time. Second one is body covers unequal distances in equal interval of time. And third one, body is not at all moving, it is at rest position. So these are three distance time graph. Here one thing you have to note down is that you can observe the equal distances. In the second diagram, it may cover unequal distance in equal intervals and also equal distances in unequal intervals. That also be considered to be non-uniform speed. So that from this slope of the distance time graph, we will calculate the speed. Speed is given by distance by time. So here you can calculate distance and time. Let me take this as A, B, C. What happens? AB length gives the distance between two values. CB or BC gives the length of timing between two values. So distance by time gives you the speed. Slope of distance time graph gives you the speed. So V can be written as S by T. S by T meter per second. Here you can observe uniform speed is having straight line in distance time graph, whereas non-uniform speed is having curved line in the distance time graph. Let us learn displacement time graph. Let us now go with displacement time graph. Here only changes occur that in y-axis we consider distance in distance time graph. Now we are going to consider displacement. Only the change is displacement in the place of distance. So this is for uniform velocity where it has straight line under the distance time graph. This is non-uniform velocity where it has curved line under displacement time graph. You got an idea about uniform and non-uniform. Non-uniform velocity is having curved line under displacement time graph. Again here third diagram shows that body is at rest. So the displacement or distance is 0. Here velocity, the slope of the displacement time graph AB by BC gives displacement by time gives velocity. So V is equals to S by T meter per second. Let us get into velocity time graph. First diagram shows that the body is moving with constant velocity. There is no change in velocity. Second diagram shows that body is moving with uniform acceleration. It means it is changing. It is increasing its velocity at uniform rates. Means equal amounts of velocity in equal intervals of time. Third diagram shows deceleration. It is decreasing its velocity at uniform rate. Fourth diagram, here it is a non-uniform acceleration. It varies at non-uniform rates of velocity and it increases or decreases at non-uniform rates. So this is a representation of non-uniform acceleration or velocity time graph. Here the displacement is given by velocity into time. Why I have written this? Because the area under the velocity time graph gives you the displacement. So if you make a product of velocity and time, you will get displacement because velocity is equals to displacement by time. In turn, displacement is equals to velocity into time. Area under velocity time graph gives you displacement. Acceleration is given by change in velocity by time. Why? Because from the slope of velocity time graph we will get acceleration, that is given by change in velocity by time. From this diagram you can observe that AB by BC slope, that is AB is velocity, 4 minus 2 is 2. Again BC is given by time, 4 minus 2 is 2. So here acceleration is given by 1 meter per second square. This is all about velocity time graph. Yeah, let us solve one problem about speed time graph. Here they asked how far the car travels in 4 seconds. From the diagram you can observe it is given by the curve 0 to A. So till here this is shaded portion. This shaded portion gives you the distance travelled by the car. How far car travelled within 4 seconds. We learned that displacement or distance under the speed time graph is given. The area covered under speed time graph gives you the distance. So here what is the area covered under? It is triangle. So displacement in 4 seconds is given by triangle area, half into B into H. So half into what is B? 4 minus 0 it is 4. What is H? It is 6. So we'll get 12 meter. It is 12 meter. In that sub-question they have asked where is, in which amount of time it is taken uniform motion. You can observe the diagram. From point B to C it is having uniform motion, that is from 6th second to 10th second it is travelling with uniform motion. Next we will do with the equations of motion. You can see the diagram right here. So here along y-axis we have velocity, along x-axis we have time. Here the object is moving with uniform acceleration. So you can see the straight line. Object is moving with initial velocity. After certain time it increases to the final velocity v in time given t. I have written here indications. OA DC is equals to u. BC is v. U and v are initial and final velocities. BD, this value is given by BC minus DC, that is whole v minus u. OC and AD are parallel, so we'll get that is equals to t. So now what we need to find? We need to find the velocity time relation. From this, slope of the velocity time graph gives the acceleration. Slope of VT graph gives you acceleration, right? Gives you acceleration. Slope from this graph is given by BD by AD. BD by AD. What is BD? It is given by V minus U. What is AD? It is T. So from this I will get V minus U is equals to AT, or V is equals to U plus AT. So this is the equation of velocity time relation. Let us do with the position time relation, taking the same data and same diagram. So here also the body is moving with uniform acceleration along straight line. Now what is happening? Area under the VT graph, that is velocity time graph, is given by the displacement. So displacement is given by area under velocity time graph. Here displacement means area under VT graph, that is this rectangle and this triangle. So area under complete OABC is given by area of rectangle OADC plus area of triangle ABD. Area of rectangle is given by breadth into height, whereas area of triangle is given by half into length into breadth. That is OA into OC. Area of triangle is given by half into AD into BD. So what is OA from this? It is U. What is OC? T plus half into AD is given by T. BD is given by V minus U. From the velocity relation, from velocity time relation, we have V is equals to U plus AT. From this, V minus U is equals to AT. So getting from this substitution, UT plus half T into AT. So finally we will get S is equals to UT plus half AT square as the position time relation. S is equals to UT plus half AT square. Yeah, now coming to position velocity relation, considering the same diagram with the same given data. So here displacement of the VT graph is the area under trapezium OABC. So area of trapezium is given by this side OA plus this whole height, that is BC, into this width, that is OC, divided by 2. What is the values of this? OA is given by U plus BC is given by V into what is OC? OC is T whole divided by 2. On other side we have displacement S. So S is equals to U plus V into T by T. So we can replace T in terms of U and V, that is from VT graph or velocity time graph. V is equals to U plus AT, or T is equals to V minus U by A. This is the first equation of motion. So from that we can write this as V minus U by A. So further solving we will get S is equals to V square minus U square by 2A, because A plus B into A minus B gives us A square minus B square. So finally, position velocity relation is given by S is equals to 2AS is equals to V square minus U square. Position velocity relation is 2AS is equals to V square minus U square. Yeah, next is uniform circular motion. What is uniform circular motion? Object moving in a circular track or in a loop. Here hexagonal is given. You can take hexagonal, octagonal, octagonal or rectangle, circular track. Whatever the track within the loop is given by circular track. And the object moving in that is given by uniform circular motion. Why we mention uniform? Because it is moving at a uniform speed. It is having uniform motion, but its direction is changing at each and every point when it is traveling in a circle track. So it will be having an acceleration. Acceleration comes when there is change in velocity, but it is having same speed, but the direction is changing. So it will be having uniform acceleration. Now the force required for keeping the body in the circular track is given by centripetal force. This is the force which provides the body to move in a circular track. Here velocity of the object moving in circular track is given by V is equals to 2 pi r by t, where 2 pi r is circumference of the circular track. In this way, example for this uniform circular motion is artificial satellites revolving around the earth. Let us solve the problem here which has been given for the train. Train is traveling with a velocity 90 km per hour. I have converted into seconds by multiplying with 5 by 18. That gives 25 meter per second. Now is final velocity 0 because they have applied brakes for the train. So finally it reaches rest, that is 0. They asked to find how far it has travelled. S is question mark. We need to find that. They have given acceleration minus 0.5. Why minus? Because it is reducing its velocity 90 to 0. So we consider it as deceleration, that is minus 0.5. From the third equation, that is position velocity relation, 2AS is given by V square minus U square. Substituting the values, what I will get? 2 into minus 0.5 S is equals to V square is 0 square, U is 25 square. So what I will get? S is equals to 25 square minus 25 square divided by minus 1. 2 into 0.5 is minus 1. 25 square gives you 625. Minus minus cancel out, will get plus 625. So S is given by 625 meter. By this we complete the motion chapter. Thank you.